We wanted the best and easiest way to create tender, flavorful, juicy ribs without having to wrap them, and we finally accomplished it with this simple method. Get ready for some insane results. Welcome back, it's Mike C from HLMBBQ. Now there's nothing worse than spending like 4 or 5 hours on a rack of ribs and then they come out dry. We found a way to eliminate that, and it's surprisingly easy. Grab baby back ribs and score the back membrane, making X's, and just like your partner, they don't need to be perfect, you just have to love them unconditionally. Then run your fingers down the side of the ribs, but be careful, they're ticklish. We want to make sure that there's no loose bones or weird pieces of meat, so remove anything extra that you don't want to eat. Then we're going to dry brine these ribs. Grab some salt and give them a light sprinkling on both the bone side and the meat side. You go about half a teaspoon per pound. I just like to make sure it looks like a light snowfall. Then stick them in the fridge for up to 4 hours and let the dry brining process begin. In the meantime, let's make our magical herb crust. Grab dry herbs. We like to use Herbs de Provence because it has all the powerhouse herbs in it, but you could do this with just rosemary or sage or a mixture of all those. Next, grab some barbecue seasoning. We're using Razzle Dazzle and Back Rub, which are 2 powerhouse seasonings. Use about a 1/4 cup of each or a 1/2 cup of whatever you have around the house. Just be careful that the seasoning isn't too salty. There's already salt in the brine, which will be in the ribs. Then we're going to add olive oil. Make sure it's enough that it can become a loose paste. You should be able to pour it, but not like soup. So just add a little bit of olive oil at a time and make the consistency something like this. Now our ribs have been dry brining for about 2 hours, and the salt allows the proteins to hold more water, which will keep our ribs juicy even after a 5+ hour smoking sesh. Now don't skip this next part. Completely wash off all the salt from the ribs and pat the ribs dry. The meat will retain some of the salt, and our seasoning already has salt in it, and we don't want to make a salt bomb. Now grab that magical herbal mixture and spoon it on the backside of the ribs, and now we're going to give the ribs a nice rubby. The backside of the ribs don't need as much of the herb mixture, so save a majority of it for the meat portion so that you can get that super thick bark. The olive oil and seasoning creates a barrier from the heat and smoke, protecting the ribs, adding flavor, and most importantly, creating the super thick crust. Now, let's let our ribs sit while we prepare our smoker. Today, we're going to be smoking on a 2012 Traeger, and we're going to go at about 250 degrees Fahrenheit. Use whatever smoker you have. And oh my gosh, it's a Christmas miracle. It's actually snowing in Benicia. I'm just kidding. I added the snow in editing. It's not real. But look at these ribs. Those are no joke. I've got the backyard decorated with Christmas lights, setting the mood for this time of year, though you could smoke these ribs in the middle of summer and achieve the same results. Now, get these ribs on the smoker, keeping a little distance between them so the air can flow all the way around them. These ribs deserve a break. They need to go into the smoke sauna, which is going to happen right now, and we're just straight up smoking these things. The hard part's over. We're not going to wrap them. You can spray them if you want. They start to get a little bit of dry on the meat. You can hit them with like apple cider vinegar or soy sauce or apple juice, whatever fits best. You can tell the ribs are done when they bend in half and start to crack, or just take your thermometer, probe between the bones, and the internal temp will be around 198 to 203 degrees Fahrenheit. The probe should insert and it should feel like it's going into butter. Very, very tender. And look at the bark on these ribs. They've been on for like 6 hours, which might sound insane to you, but just wait. The smell is the mixture of smoke and herbs. The juice is pouring out of the ribs. The sugar from the seasoning is sticky, and these are right about to fall off the bone. To all of our loyal followers, thank you for coming back. This herb mixture is similar to that herb crusted pork belly that we made a couple weeks ago, so it probably looks familiar. And if you're new here and you like what you see, please subscribe to our channel. We drop a new video every week. To cut the ribs, flip them over and cut the membrane side down towards the meat side. It's easier to get between the bones. And you won't have to deal with the top meat side shredding because these are so tender and smoked for so long. They just want to fall apart. They want to shred. That's what they want to do. They want to get eaten, and they're super excited to dive right into your mouth with all this exploding flavor. All right, let's get into this. Today we made a dry brined, herb crusted, no wrap rib, meaning we sprinkled salt all over the top of the ribs before we let them brine in the fridge for a couple hours. That is going to keep the moisture in so that we don't have to wrap the ribs. So this could be the one present you don't have to wrap this year. Dry brined, herb crusted, you didn't have to wrap your presents this year, ribs. Here's one of the ribs. Hi, Henry. Are you gonna wanna try one of these with me? Okay. Here's the rib. I don't know if the camera's picking this thing up. The smoke ring going around us is nuts. It's really good. You wanna try it? Do you like ribs?
Yeah.
You wanna take that bite right there? How do you like it?
Gum.
Yeah? What's it taste like?
Tastes like someone eating a bologna.
Ooh, tastes like someone's eating a bologna. Liz? Are you coming in?
Yeah, I'm coming in. Hey.
Yeah. If you're gonna make ribs and you're gonna make it during the holidays, these are the ribs to make. Make these herb crusted ribs. They're falling apart. They're still super juicy. No?
They're
You
delicious.
like it? Here, you want this little bite right here?
Sure.
Oh, wow. Should we Lady in the Tramp it?
Please.
Is that too much? Okay.
Too much.
All right,
Too far.
sorry. Too far.
Baby steps.
All right. We got Liz on camera and we got her eating a rib. These are some of the easiest ribs I've made. It's like a Christmas roast. Anyways, everyone that's been following us, I can't tell you how much we really appreciate that. It keeps the channel going. When you subscribe to our channel, it means that you like what we're doing. So thank you if you've done that. Thank you for continuing to coming back. And if this is your first time, we drop a video every single Saturday. These were good ribs.
They were great ribs.
You would eat them again? Do
I'd eat them again.
you want a little more right now?
Sure.
Okay, there you go. Everybody, happy holidays from our family to yours. We will see you guys in like 1 week, okay? All right, let's go eat some more ribs.
Yeah, play it loud, Henry.
Yeah, get that guitar.
Can I eat some?
Yeah, you can eat some. We won't tell the people at the Christmas party that you're eating either.
Is that their what?
That you're eating their ribs.
You want to film me? Come on. Come on. Acoustic one, please.